The average person loses $20,000 in net worth the year their divorce is finalized. Not from the settlement, not from their lawyers, from the 90 days after, when nobody tells you what to do next. And every financial mistake you make in that window echoes for years. Most people leave the courthouse with a decree in one hand and zero idea what to do with it. They close the wrong accounts, leave the wrong ones open, miss deadlines they didn't know existed, and by the time they realize it, their credit is damaged, their ex is still on their mortgage, and a debt a judge said they were supposed to pay is now destroying your score. This video fixes that. These are the first 10 financial steps after divorce, in order, with deadlines, and without the fluff. You spent months, maybe years, dealing with the emotional weight of a divorce. The lawyers, the paperwork, the conversations you didn't want to have. And then one day it's over. Papers signed, judge's signature on the page, and then someone hands you a bill for $15,000 in legal fees. And your health insurance runs out in 30 days because you were on your spouse's plan. And you don't have a credit score in your own name because every account was joint. And your ex hasn't made a payment on that credit card the decree said was their responsibility. But the creditor doesn't care what your decree says. Your name is still on the account. That debt is still yours. This is the window nobody talks about. The 90 days after divorce, when your financial foundation is more vulnerable than it ever has been in your adult life. Small mistakes right now, accounts left open, deadlines missed, assets not retitled, create problems that take years to unwind. The good news? Every single one of these mistakes is preventable. You just need a list and an order. A 2025 report from the National Endowment for Financial Education found that 2 in 3 divorced adults said they weren't financially prepared for life after the split. A study published in the Journal of Financial Planning found it takes an average of 5 years for a divorced person to return to their pre divorce net worth. But those who took immediate structured financial action cut that timeline nearly in half. These 10 steps come from that research, from certified divorce financial analysts, and from the patterns that separate people who recover fast from people who stay stuck. Let's start the clock. Your credit report is the map of your financial life, and right now, it may contain landmines you don't know about. Go to annualcreditreport.com and pull all three: Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. Free. No credit card required. Here's what you're looking for. Every joint account still listed in your name. Any accounts your ex opened using shared information. And any debts the decree assigned to your spouse that are still reporting as yours. Write all of it down. This list is your action plan for the next 30 days. A woman in Ohio discovered 3 credit cards in her name she didn't recognize. Her ex had opened them during the marriage using their joint tax returns. She only found them because she pulled her reports the week the divorce was final. It saved her from $18,000 in surprise debt. Here's your action. Pull your credit reports today. Highlight every joint or unfamiliar account. That's your starting list. Every day a joint account stays open is a day your ex can use it, damage it, or drain it. And there is nothing a court order can do to stop that from happening. Call your bank, not email. Call. Tell them you need to remove a joint account holder or close the account entirely. For joint credit cards, the fastest path is to open a new card in your name alone. Transfer any balance you're responsible for and close the joint account. Here's what most people get wrong. They assume the divorce decree handles this automatically. It does not. The decree is a legal agreement between you and your spouse. It means nothing to Bank of America. If your name is on the account, you're liable, period. One man in Texas had a joint checking account he forgot about. 3 months after his divorce, his ex overdrafted it by $4,200. His wages were garnished. The decree said she was responsible. The bank didn't care. Here's your action today. List every account with your ex's name on it. Start making calls tomorrow morning. Your financial life has changed completely, and your old budget is now a work of fiction. You are now running one household on income that used to run one household split two ways. That math is brutal, and pretending it isn't leads to credit card debt within 6 months, which happens to 1 in 3 divorced people. Start with 4 categories: housing, food, transportation, insurance. Get the actual numbers, not estimates, not what you think you spend, what your bank statement says. Then map your net income, after taxes, after any support payments, against those 4 categories. If the numbers don't work, you need to know that now, not in March when you're behind on rent. Your action today? Open a blank spreadsheet right now. Income at the top, 4 expense categories below. Get the real numbers this week. Health insurance after divorce has a hard deadline most people miss. And missing it means you lose access to a critical safety net for months. If you are on your spouse's employer plan, you have 60 days from your divorce date to elect COBRA coverage or enroll in a new plan through the marketplace. Miss that window, and you cannot get covered until open enrollment, which could be 6 months away. COBRA is expensive. The average individual premium runs nearly $9,000 a year, but the marketplace may offer subsidies depending on your income. Log into healthcare.gov and run the numbers before you assume COBRA is your only option. Your action? Check your divorce date. Count 60 days forward. Put that date in your phone calendar right now. That's a hard deadline. Your divorce decree does not automatically remove your ex from your life insurance, your 401k, or your IRA. Only you can do that. This is the most overlooked step on this entire list and the most consequential. A man in Florida died 2 years after his divorce. His 401k still listed his ex wife as beneficiary. His children received nothing. The ex-wife, who he hadn't spoke to in 2 years, received $340,000. It was entirely legal. The court couldn't reverse it. Contact every financial institution, life insurance, 401k, IRA, pension, bank accounts with POD designations. Update them all. Take screenshots of the confirmation. Your action? Make a list of every account with beneficiary. Start calling this week. This one has no do-over. Think about that. One form you forgot to update can override your entire estate plan. That's not a hypothetical. It happens hundreds of times a year. Property and vehicles don't transfer because a decree says so. They transfer when the paperwork is filed. If you kept the house, refinance the mortgage into your name alone as soon as possible. Until you do, your ex is still on the loan. Their credit behavior, missed payments, new debt can affect your ability to refinance later. If you sold the house, get the proceeds documented and moved into your own account immediately. For cars, file a new title with your DMV. For investment accounts, contact the custodian directly. For retirement accounts, a QDRO, a qualified domestic relations order, is required to split a 401k without tax penalties. Your attorney should have initiated this, but verify it was filed. Your action? List every asset the decree awarded you. Confirm the paperwork is actually filed. Don't assume. You don't need 6 months of expenses right now. You need $1,000 in an account your ex cannot touch. This is your financial firewall. A car repair, a medical bill, a missed child support payment. Any one of these without a buffer pushes you to credit cards. Credit cards after divorce at 24% interest is a hole that takes you years to climb out of. Open a high yield savings account in your name only, Marcus, Ally, or similar, and set up a weekly automatic transfer of whatever you can manage. 25, 50, or $100. The amount matters less than the habit. Your action? Open a new savings account this week. Set one automatic transfer. Start the clock. The divorce decree divides responsibility. Creditors divide nothing. Go back to your decree. List every debt assigned to your ex. Then go back to your credit report. If any of those debts still show your name, and they likely do, you need a plan. You can request that your ex refinance the debt into their name alone, or you can negotiate a payoff directly with the creditor. What you cannot do is assume the decree handles it. If your ex defaults on a debt, the decree is assigned to them and your name is still on it. The creditor will come for you. That is not a worst case scenario. That is a documented pattern affecting hundreds of thousands of divorced people every year. Your action? Match your decree's debt assignments against your credit report. Flag every gap. The year you divorce is one of the most complicated tax years of your life, and most people file it wrong. Your filing status changes. Alimony received may or may not be taxable depending on when your divorce was finalized. Child support is never taxable. Who claims the kids matters enormously. If you sold the house, capital gains rules apply differently for a single filer. Get a CPA who has handled divorce returns before, not a tax software app. A human who understands the specific rules for your transition year. Your action? Book a consultation with a CPA before tax season. Ask specifically if they've handled post divorce returns. Recovery has a direction, and right now you need one target, not 10. Not get my finances in order specific. Pay off the $3,200 balance on the credit card by June. Save $1,000 in my emergency fund by April 1st. Get my credit score above 680 by September. One goal written down with a date. Research on financial behavior consistently shows that people who write a single specific goal recover from financial disruption significantly faster than those who work from a general intention to do better. Your action? Write one goal, one number, one date. Put it somewhere you see it every day. Remember that stat from the beginning? The average person loses $20,000 in net worth the year their divorce is final. Not from the split itself, but from the 90 days after, when nobody gave them a list. You have the list now. Pull your credit reports today. Separate the accounts this week. Set the beneficiary deadline in your calendar before this video ends. These aren't big moves. They're the right moves, in the right order, at the right time. If you want the next step, how to actually rebuild your credit score from the ground up after divorce, that video is next. It covers exactly what to do when you have no credit history in your own name and how fast you can realistically rebuild. One last thing. If this video would have helped you the day your divorce was final, share it with someone who's there right now. It takes 10 seconds and it might save them years.